Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Excel Sessions, and this is session number 7 where we will learn few more functionalities of user forms. In the last session we have learned how to create a user form, adding different controls on user form using toolbox, changing properties of controls using properties, adding functionalities to controls, and how to access value from user controls and saving an Excel sheet. In this video, we will learn how to use multi-page control in user form and how to add, search, modify, and delete functionality in the user form. We will learn these functionality step by step in this video. I have made some changes in the existing user form which was created in the last video. Change the field name from roll number to admission number. Add new fields, father name and the contact number. Change the tab index property of each field. Change the button color using the back color property of the buttons. Showing minimum age in the age text field when user form activated. By default, the first value is selected in the list box. Added data in the database sheet. Before saving data from user form using submit button, we are checking the individual text fields and the combo box for the blank values. We have commented the earlier code which we have used to check the blank values. To show the minimum age in the text field when the user form activated, we have added the code in the user form activate event. Similarly, to select the first value in the list box, selected property of list box is marked as true. Remember, index starts from 0 for the items in the list box. Now let's start with addition of one more validation in the user form. To avoid adding duplicate admission number in the database sheet, so in the click event of the submit button, declare a variable dim adm num found as string. Now we will use VLOOKUP function to check if the entered admission number exists in database. Type adm num found equals to worksheet function dot VLOOKUP open bracket. The lookup value is the admission number entered by the user. Txt admission number dot text comma will check the value in the column A of the database worksheet where admission numbers are available. So worksheets database dot range A colon A comma 1 comma 0. Now here VLOOKUP function is not defined in VBA, hence we have used worksheet function. The function will check admission number entered in the text field with column A of database sheet. The function will return blank string if admission number doesn't exist. Remember, column A contains admission number as integer and text field returns string value, hence we have used cint to convert string value to integer. So now to add the data in database, only if the admission number does not exist we will use if statement before adding the data. So before with statement type if adm num found equals to blank, then We will add the rows, else close the if statement, show the message box that admission number already exists. Please change, comma, VB information. Now run the user form. Admission number 4201 already exists. Enter the details in the user form, keeping admission number 4201, which is duplicate. Enter other information and press submit. The message box displayed that admission number already exists. To add multi-page control on our user form, drag it to user form. As we already have controls on user form, select all the control using Control A, cut it using Control X. Now place the multi-page control on the user form. Change the width and height of the multi-page control. Now paste the controls on multi-page using Control V. You can further change the width and height if required. By default, there are two pages on multi-page control. To add, delete, rename or move the pages, right-click on the tab and select the required option. Now to add a new page, select New Page option. A new page is added. Now to delete the page 3, right-click on page 3 and select Delete Page option. Page 3 is removed. To rename page 1, right-click on the page 1 and select Rename option. In the dialog box, type Add Student and press OK. Similarly, right-click on page 2 and select Rename option. Now in the dialog box, type Search Modify in the caption field, press OK. Now for search or modify page, we have created a design on paper and accordingly we will create the user form. You can check session number 6 how to add controls on the user form and change the properties like name, caption, tab index and width of controls. Adding controls on search or modify tab will be same. You just have to drag the controls on the user form. As per the design, the user form is ready for search, delete or modify functionality. Run the user form. Add functionality is in the first page of the multi-page control and search, delete, modify functionality is available in the second page of the multi-page control. For search functionality, first we will populate the combo box admission number with existing admission number available in the worksheet database. Go to the module and create a sub procedure. Now declare a variable to check total admission number available in database. Type dim total admission available as integer. Declare another variable for loop. So dim adm counter as integer. Now we will use count a function again to check the total rows available in column A of database worksheet. So type total available is equal to worksheet function dot count A and we'll check worksheets database dot range A colon A. Now clear the combo box before adding any items. So frm student dot cbo adm number dot clear. Now we will run the loop to add all admission numbers one by one. So for ADM counter equals to 2, because the first row contains the heading, to total ADM available, and inside for loop form student dot cbo admission number dot add item worksheets database dot range a ampersand ADM counter. Now here clear method is used to remove all items before refreshing the data. Otherwise, duplicate number can be visible. Now we will call this method when user form activates or user selects the second page of the multi-page control. So go to the user form and select click event of the multi-page control. So type if index is equal to 1, then call show available ADM. Close the if statement. Remember, index number of tab or page starts from 0. Now similarly, on activation of the user form, select user form, and in the activation of the user form, call the same procedure. Type call show available ADM. Now when user form activates or user select search modified tab, then the combo box will be refreshed and it will show all the available admission numbers in the column A of database sheet. Now run the user form and the admission numbers are available in the admission number combo box. Now we'll write the macro for search button so that the corresponding information will be displayed in the remaining controls. So go to the VBA form and in the user form double click on the search button. Now the button will check the selected admission number in the database sheet and will show the corresponding information in other controls. So first we will check that combo box should not be blank. So type if cbo ADM number dot text equals to blank, then display message box, select admission number, VB information, then exit sub. Now if user selects the admission number, then to identify the row number of the selected admission number, we will use countA function which we have used to populate the combo box. So declare the variable dim total admission available as integer and dim ADM counter as integer for loop. In this user form we have list box also. Declare a variable to get the values of the list items. So dim hobby items as integer. Now to get the total admission number available equals to worksheet function dot count a worksheets, then database comma range a colon a. Now run a loop to check value of each row in column A. If the selected admission number found, we will populate the corresponding information in other controls from the same row. So for ADM counter is equal to 2 to total admission available. Next, now if cint CBO admission number dot value equals to worksheets database dot range a ampersand ADM counter, then and if. Here we can get the row number in which admission number is found. We will declare a global variable dim required row as integer. Now we will store the row number in the variable which we can use to delete or update the information. So required row equals to ADM counter. Again, here we have used cint to convert the string value to integer value, as admission number is saved as integer in the worksheet and the text box or the combo box returns string value. Now to get the value from worksheet, we'll use with statement with worksheets database and with. Now within with statement, type txt name m dot text equals to dot cells ADM counter comma 2. Similarly for class CBO class dot value equals to dot cells ADM counter comma 3. So similarly for other text boxes, we can store the value from the corresponding row in the database sheet. Now in this way we have copied for other text boxes and the combo box. Now for option box, we will select corresponding value. So we will check the value stored in the database sheet. If dot cells ADM counter comma 9 equals to male, then we will make option box male dot value is equal to true, else we'll make op female dot value equals to true, then and if. Now for list box, we will check if any item of list is available in the database sheet. For that we will again apply a loop and use in string method to check. In string function returns the position of the first occurrence of a substring in a string. This function returns 0 if the substring is not found. So for hobby items equals to 0 to lst hobbies m dot list count minus 1. Next, if in string dot cells bracket ADM counter comma 10, this is the string in which we will check the items available in the list box, hobby items. Now, if this is found, then we will make item selected. So list hobbies am dot selected hobby items equals to true. Similarly, for checkbox, we'll check the value stored in the database sheet. So if dot cells ADM counter comma 11, then that means if cell value contains true, then we have to show checkbox selected. So chk transport am dot value equals to true, else chk transport am dot value is equal to false. Here, when user will click search button, the macro will search the admission number in the column A of database sheet, and if found, it will show the corresponding value from the same row in the other controls. Now, before the for loop, we will make sure that hobbies list box should not have any selected item. So we will again run a loop to make all the items unselected. So I have just copied the for loop, and inside the for loop we will make all these items unselected. Now run the user form. The combo box is showing all the available admission number. Select any admission number, click search button, and the form will show all the related information of admission number 4203. Female is selected as per gender column in database sheet, and the hobbies is showing the dance and singing as per the database sheet. If I change the admission number in the combo box, other controls showing previous information, but if I click search button, it will update the information. So now it is showing the information related to admission number 5212, and if you see, the hobbies and the gender is also changed. Now to clear all the controls, we will create a sub procedure in the module. So go into the module and we will create a subroutine sub clear search fields, and in this, for list box we will declare a variable dim hobbies count as integer, and with frm student to clear all the fields used in the user form. So dot txt name m dot text is equal to blank. Similarly, for combo box, the property is value. For list box, for hobbies count is equal to 0 dot lst hobbies m dot list count minus 1 dot lst hobbies m dot selected hobbies count equals to false. Next, now call this procedure on user form activate event, call clear search fields, double click on the clear button and call the same procedure. Now double click on the combo box and in the change event call the clear sub procedure. Run the user form, select the admission number, click search button. It is showing the related information. Now change the admission number and it will clear the other fields. Click on search button. It is showing now the corresponding information. Click clear button and the form will be cleared. Now double click on the close button and type unload me. Here me refers to the user form. To disable, modify and delete button when user form activates or admission number changed in the combo box. In activate event of user form, cmd modify dot enabled is equal to false and cmd delete dot enabled is equal to false. Now copy the same line in the change event of the admission number combo box. Now we will enable the modify and delete button when user click on the search button. So in the click event of the search button, make the enable property true for both the command buttons. Run the user form. Both modify and delete button is disabled. Now select an admission number. The buttons are still disabled. Click on search button and both delete and modify buttons are enabled now. Now to implement the delete functionality, double click on the delete button. In the search functionality, the required row variable contains the row number of the selected admission number. Now this variable we will use in the delete and the modify functionality. In the click event of the delete button, before deleting the record, we will take the user confirmation. So we will declare a variable dim del as a string. So message box, are you sure? VB question plus VB yes no. Check the user action. So if del is equals to VB yes, then we will delete the row. So worksheets database dot range required row ampersand colon ampersand required row closing bracket dot delete. Then we will show the message box that data deleted successfully. VB information. Then we will call the sub procedure to clear all the fields. Close the if statement using and if. Run the user form. Select a admission number. Click on search button. The required information is available. Click on delete button. Message box is displayed. If user click on no button, nothing will happen. If user select yes, then the information is deleted from the database. To modify the record, we need to save data from user form to Excel sheet. We will use the same variable required row number which we have declared as global variable. Double click on the modify button and in the click event we will copy the same code which we have written for the submit button. Double click on the submit button, select the code where we are checking the value of gender option box, the list box and storing all the values from user control to Excel sheet. Copy the code, go into the second page and in the click event of the modify button, paste the code. Now we will make the required changes because the field name are different. So declare a variable for gender and hobbies. So dim gender as string, dim hobbies as string, and for loop dim hobby count as integer. Then the field name is opmailm. Similarly, the list box name is list hobbies m. We don't require the VLOOKUP function, so I am removing the line, and there is no need to check the length. Remove the and if statement and the else. Replace blank row with the global variable required row, and will change the field name. Remove the first line because there is no need to update the admission number, and change the field name. Change the message box information data updated successfully. Now run the user form, select an admission number, click search button, information is displayed. So I am changing the section and the transport information, hobbies, and then click modify. Click OK. Now if you check the information for 5211 section, hobbies and transport information is changed. So now the user form is ready with add, delete, modify, and search functionality. You can create your own forms and add the similar functionalities. Please comment your email ID if you need this fully functional Excel sheet. If you like the content, press thumbs up and share with your friends and colleagues. Subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get the notification of new videos. Share your feedback, suggestion, and queries in comment section. Thanks for watching.